Evaluate the definite integral from 1 to 4 of the square root of x cubed plus 3x times the quantity x squared plus 1 dx. The first method that we should always rely on if the integral we're trying to evaluate looks slightly more difficult than what we would expect is substitution. So, substitution asks us to find some part of the integrand that's an inner function. So, x cubed plus 3x fits that bill, but also whose derivative looks like some other part of the function. So, this would be 3x squared plus 3 dx. And that's very similar to what I have on the outside here, but it's just an x squared plus 1 dx. But what I can do is divide both sides of this by 3 and make that look exactly like I want it. So 1/3 du is going to be x squared plus 1 dx. Now, when I set up my integral, we have the square root of u, so that's going to be u to the 1/2 power. The x squared plus 1 dx will become 1/3 du, but the endpoints of integration, everything's in terms of the variable x. The variable x defines these bounds. Now that I'm switching to u, I need to make these bounds in terms of the same variable u. In order to make that transformation, I take advantage of this function right here. And I just plug in each of my bounds into that function. So this would be 1 cubed plus 3 times 1. So 1 plus 3 is 4. And the upper bound is 4, so this would be 4 cubed plus 3 times 4. 4 cubed is, let me just double check and make sure I don't make an arithmetic error, 64. So that's 64 plus 12, which is 76. So I'm now integrating from 4 to 76. All right, so integrating, I have the 1/3 that's going to come out. U to the 1/2 power integrates to u to the 3/2 power divided by 3/2, and that's going to be evaluated between 4 and 76. 1/3 times, divided by 3/2 is the same thing as 1/3 times 2/3, which would be 2/9. The u to the 3/2 evaluated between 4 and 76 would be 76 to the 3/2 minus 4 to the 3/2. And 76 to the 3/2 isn't going to reduce in form. We can just leave it as is. But 4 to the 3/2 can reduce, because what that's saying to do is to take the square root of 4, which is 2, and then cube it. So 2 cubed is 8. So we can reduce our answer to that form right there. And that's perfect.